Good morning everyone. Welcome to the official YouTube channel of Officers Adda 24/7. My name is Amanjot and today it's our 15th class related to PPB principles and practices of banking subject, okay, in which we are practicing certain MCQs which are going to help you in your exam. So before starting the session, let me know, am I audible to all of you, and the PPT is also visible. Are we good to go? Good morning Uma. Good morning Prajakta. So first let me know, am I audible to all of you? Are we good to go? Now before starting the session, do one more thing also. Do share the session with your friends and colleagues who are preparing for JAIIB June exam. Okay. So is everything okay? Okay. So let's start the session. Before starting the session, first of all, if you are new to the channel, do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you will get all notification related to upcoming sessions on Officer Adda 24/7. And next thing, if you have not downloaded the Adda 24/7 application, do download the application from the Play Store. Okay. Now next thing is, there is an English medium batch which is available on Adda 24/7 application for your JAIIB preparation. You will get this particular batch in 78% off or 78% discount. In this batch you will get 3 Macmillan books related to all the 3 subjects of yours, and you will get another 82 ebooks which is related to again the content of your subjects, and mock papers, which is very important to practice, because whenever we are studying the concept, how to implement that concept in the exam is very important. If we do not know how to implement the concept, how to implement the theory which we have studied, then there is no use of the study. Okay, so the mock test or mock papers are very important. Do practice maximum questions as you can. And after that, if you miss any live class any day, you can have the recorded video of that particular class. Okay, and to enroll in this particular batch, you have to go to the Adda 24/7 application and you have to go to the JAIIB CAIIB section. In that you will find this particular batch. You will find 2 English medium batch. One is with Macmillan book and another is without Macmillan book. Okay, so if you want a book, you can choose the batch from there and you can use a code that is Y496 to get 78% discount. Clear? Now let's start with the first question, which is asking about, in the call and notice money market, the following participants are not allowed to trade: all corporates, primary dealers and mutual funds, banks. Now the question is asking which of the following is not allowed to participate in the call money and notice money. So what will be the right answer for the first question? A, B, C or D? Who are not allowed to participate? Now primary dealers are the dealers who can participate in the selling and purchasing of government securities, and they got license from Reserve Bank of India. Okay, RBI gives the license to the primary dealers to participate in the government securities. Now you know about the corporates are simply companies. Okay, and if we're talking about mutual funds are the professional managers, or mutual funds are the professionally managed funds which we have collected from many investors and investing in the multiple sectors or in the stocks or bonds or securities on any kind of investment method. Okay, so mutual fund is a professionally managed fund. Primary dealers are the dealers who can take license from Reserve Bank of India and participate in the selling and purchasing of government securities, and corporates are the companies. Gagan is saying A, Srinivas is saying A, Raj Lakshmi is saying A. Okay, what about rest? It means corporate or primary dealers. It means corporate and primary dealers and mutual funds are cannot participate in the call or notice money. Bhagirath is saying B, that is 1 and 3rd. Banks do not participate in the call me notice money. It is not true. See, whenever you are answering a question, do make sure you use an elimination method. Elimination method in which what you will answer that which is definitely wrong. if you are using elimination method or eliminate method, first of all, do try to understand that which of the following is guaranteed is a wrong answer, because it is very easy to find out the wrong option. Okay, so banks will not be the right answer, because in call money and notice money we have do the interbank transaction, so bank will participate in the call money and notice money, also in the term money. So it can't be the three option, it can't be the third option. So what we are saying, if it is not bank, it can't be B, it can't be C, it can't be D. So what will be the right answer? Right answer will be A. Okay, if you do not know the whole concept related to the topic, related to the question, then what you can do, just try to find out which of the following will be the negative answer. Okay, which of the following will be guaranteed wrong answer. If you find out the wrong answer, then you can easily find out which of the following will be right, because banks participate in the call money and notice money, there is no doubt in that. So whenever the third option is coming, that will not be the right answer. The right answer will be your A, only 1 and 2. All corporates, primary dealers and mutual funds are not allowed to trade. Okay, now this is very important. Whenever you are reading the question, do make sure you are reading correctly, that it is asking the correct or incorrect option, it is asking about true or false. So do make sure whenever you are writing the answer, reading the answer, do make sure you write carefully and focus on the keywords also. Okay, now the second question, RRBs, regional rural banks, were established in our country on. So when did regional rural banks established in India? 2nd October 1975, 2nd October 1985, 2nd October 1976, 2nd October 1974. So when did we have established RRBs, regional rural bank? And also answer why we have established RRBs when we already had commercial banks in the country. What was the need of establishing RRBs? Do mention the question number, Uma, whenever you are answering. Rajlakshmi is saying C, Gagan is saying C. Gagan, do mention the question number. Murali is saying A. Acha, you are answering A. Srinivasan is saying C. So when we are talking about RRBs, RRBs are the regional rural banks which established with the Act of RRB Act 1976. Okay, but RRBs was established on 2nd October 1975, not 85, not 76. In 1976, RRB Act was passed. So RRB Act came into existing in 1976, but on 2nd October 1975, we have established the RRB, established the RRBs. So the first RRBs which was established on 2nd October 1975, it was Prathama Gramin Bank in the Moradabad, UP. So the first RRB was Prathama Gramin Bank. It was established in Moradabad, UP. And this is the only exceptional case in the banking system where the act comes after the establishment of bank. What happens every time whenever we are establishing a bank or a company? First, we have a certain act in which all the norms or regulations will be given to establish a particular bank. But in RRBs, the bank was established in the year 1975 on 2nd October, and the act came into existence in the year 1976. This is the exceptional case. Okay. Now let me know what was the reason of introducing RRBs. Answer quickly. What was the reason of introducing RRBs? Why we have introduced RRBs in India? We have already kind of many commercial banks in the India. Then why we have started RRBs? So let's talk something important related to RRB. First of all, RRB established on 2nd October 1975. RRB Act came into the existence in 1976. The first RRB was Prathama Gramin Bank, which was established in the Moradabad, UP. Then there are certain states where there is no RRB. In Goa and Sikkim, there is no RRB. These are the two states where there is no RRB. Okay, do remember that. Now, when we are talking about RRBs, regional rural banks, then in RRBs, the shareholding will be provided by the central government, state government and sponsored bank. The central government share will be of 50%, the state government shares will be of 15%, and the sponsored bank share will be of 35%. This is the shareholding of RRB. For rural development, for non-profit making, agriculture and rural development. Why we need a different bank for that? Does commercial bank was not doing the rural development or agriculture development? Commercial banks was also given the loan to the agriculture sector, to the rural sector. Then why a special category of bank was started or introduced? To uplift the rural economy. Very good. So the right answer will be to uplift the rural economy. We have already have the commercial banks which are working for the rural development, which were working for the agriculture development also. But still we have established a certain bank in which the focus will be on the rural economy. So why we have done that? Sorry, why we have done that? Simply to uplift the rural economy. Commercial banks were also doing the same thing, but they have multiple tasks. Their main function is to earn profit. They have to give the deposit, withdrawal, loan, check clearance, demand draft, locker facility, demat account facility, insurance facility, government schemes, benefits. So commercial banks has a lot to do in their functions. So what we have done here to focus on the rural economy, to uplift the rural economy, we have started a specialized bank, that is regional rural bank. Okay, so the right answer will be to uplift the rural economy, to focus on the rural economy, we have started the RRBs. Now next question is, in which of the following types of fund the investment is made exclusively in government security? So in which type of funds we can invest exclusively in government securities? Now type of government security can be treasury bill, dated government security, your bonds, your Kisan Vikas Patra, your national savings certificate, any kind of government security can be there. Okay, so is it a liquid fund, is it a gilt fund, is it a sector specific fund, is it an index fund? So which of the following, in which of the following fund we can invest in government securities? Gitanjali is saying B. Gagan is also saying B. What about rest? Srinivas is also saying B. Okay. So right answer will be your gilt funds, because gilt funds are related to the government securities. If we are talking about capital market, in capital market we have two types of market. First is primary, second is secondary market. In the secondary market we have two types of market. First is gilt edge market and second is corporate security market. Now first of all, what is secondary market? Secondary market is the market for existing securities. Those securities who are already exist in the market, we have already sold and purchased those securities. The reselling and repurchasing of securities will be done under the secondary market. Okay, so whenever selling and purchasing of existing securities happens, it happens in the secondary market. Okay, and next thing is, when we are talking about secondary market, it has two types of market. First is gilt edge market and second is your corporate security market. Now gilt edge market is regulated by RBI because it is related to government securities. So gilt edge market, or whenever we are talking about gilt funds, or whenever we are talking about gilt accounts, all these things, all these terms are related to the government securities, do remember. Okay, now gilt edge market is also known as the best quality market, because in that we are selling and purchasing the government security which are risk free. That's why it is known as risk free market or best quality market. The right answer will be your B. What is the full form of NSFR? What is the full form of NSFR? Is it net stable fund ratio, net sustainable funding ratio, net stable funding ratio, net stable fundable ratio? What will be the right answer? A, B, C or D? Now one important thing, those candidates who are live in the session, do like the session once. Gitanjali saying C, Samriddhi saying B. Okay, fourth is C, Murali saying C, Gitanjali saying C, Nisha saying C, Deepak is also saying C. Okay, Bhagirath is saying B. No, right answer is net stable funding ratio. NSFR stands for net stable funding ratio. Now what is net stable funding ratio? One is liquidity coverage ratio. One is liquidity coverage ratio and another is net stable funding ratio. So what is it? When we know that bank has a certain liabilities, bank has a short-term liabilities and bank has a long-term liabilities. Now to maintain a certain amount of the deposits, or we can say cash, or we can say a kind of security which can be easily converted into cash, is very important for the banks, because whenever there is emergency requirement or uncertain requirement to fulfill the short-term liability or the long-term liability of the bank requires a certain kinds of reserves with themselves. So in liquidity coverage ratio, for the short-term liability, banks maintain a certain assets with themselves which can be easily converted into cash for the 30 days. Okay, that is LCR. But when we are talking about net stable funding ratio, this 30 days will become now 1 year. So whenever there is a long-term liabilities demand, uncertain demand occurs, then therefore to maintain or to fulfill that demand, bank maintain a certain asset. It can be in form of cash, or it can be in form of anything which can be easily converted into cash. Okay, and it will be maintained by bank for a period of 1 year, so that within a 1 year, whenever demand of a long-term liability occurs in a bank in uncertain situation, then bank will be able to fulfill that particular demand. That is known as net stable funding ratio. Okay, for the duration of 1 year, bank is maintaining a certain asset. Next, supervision over capital market and stock exchange is the role of RBI, SEBI, Adda, MFI. So who do the supervision of capital market and stock exchange? What will be the right answer for the fifth question? Who do the supervision and we can say regulation or regulates the capital market and stock exchange? Everyone is going with the B option, that is SEBI, that is correct. Securities and Exchange Board of India does the supervision of capital market and stock exchange. So right answer will be your B, SEBI. Correct. Okay. Now if we are talking about RBI do the supervision of banking system, financial market, money market. Okay. If we are talking about Adda, it do the supervision and regulation of insurance sector. When we are talking about MFI, what is MFI stands for? Mutual funds. Okay, MFI stands for mutual funds, Association of Mutual Funds of India. Clear? Mutual fund industries regulation or supervision will be done by MFI. Now next is in a MICR check, which of the following code does not match the description? Related to MICR check, which of the following codes does not match the description? First is saying first 6 digits represent the check number, central 9-digit code which represent the city, bank and branch code, last 2-digit code is transaction code such as savings or current account, or none of the above. What will be the right answer? It is asking about, do make sure you are reading correctly. Does not match. It is asking about does not match. So which of the codes description does not match correctly? Now first of all, what is MICR? MICR stands for magnetic ink character recognition. It's a 9-digit code which will be helpful for the electronic clearance of check. Okay, we have introduced CTS also, check truncation system. What is check truncation system? It is the method of replacing physical transaction of a check into to stop the physical movement of check. We have introduced the CTS. So check truncation system, in truncation means stop physical movement of check. So we have stopped the physical movement of check from one bank to another or to the clearing house. We are only clearing the check in electronic form. that is CTS. Now MICR stands for magnetic ink character recognition. It is a 9-digit code and it helps in the electronic clearance of check. Now what will be the right answer? Gitanjali Singh C, Murali Singh C, Prajakta Singh C, Samriddhi Singh C, Gagan Singh D, Deepak Singh A, Krish Singh C. What about rest? Okay. Right answer will be D, none of the above, because all are the correct description of the code. The first 6 digits represents the check number. The first 3 digits represent city, bank and branch. That is true. The 9 digits are divided into equal parts. First 3 digits represent city, middle 3 represent bank and last 3 represent branch. And the last 2 code represents as a transaction code such as the savings or current account. So all are the correct descriptions related to your MICR. Okay, magnetic ink character recognition. Achha, let me know how many digits are there in the IFSC code. IFSC code is of how many digits? 10, 11, 15, 20, 25. How many digits are there in IFSC code? Indian Financial System Code. Right answer will be your D, that is given by Gagan and Deepak. Very good. Now let me know how many digits are there in IFSC code, Indian Financial System Code. IFSC code represents the bank branch. Okay, every branch will have their own unique IFSC code. Very good. It is of 11 digit. Now how many digits are there in the MMID, mobile money identifier? How many digits of mobile money identifier code is? 10, 11, 9, 7, 10, whatever the code is. Mobile money identifier, it includes how many digits? MMID, mobile money identifier. Very good, Gitanjali. It covers 7 digits. Legal entity identifier, how many digits legal entity identifier covers? LEI, legal entity identifier. How many digits will be there in the LEI? Very good. It is 20 digit number. Legal entity identifier is a 20 digit number. Okay. Now, how many digits are there in GST in goods and service tax identification number? How many digits are there in GST in? PAN number is of 10 digit, Aadhaar is of 12 digits. Now do remember the number of digits which are in there. Okay, it is also a kind of, they can also ask the number of digits also. So how many digits are there in the GST and that is goods and service identification number? Ten digits? No. It covers 15 digits. GST number is of 15 digits. Okay. Now how many digits are there in the SWIFT code? How many digits are there in the SWIFT code? No, in GSTN it is 15 digits. The first 2 digits represent the city code. Next 10 digits represent the PAN number. 13th digit represent the entity code. 14th digit will be by default Z. In every GST number by default 14 digit will be your Z. And at the end, in the last 15th digit will be your error code or check code. So in GSTN we have 15 digits. Okay. Now how many digits in SWIFT code? Sarat, the answer will be D, that is none of the above. The answer for 6th question will be D, that is none of the above. Okay, it means all the descriptions are right. Now answer quickly, how many digits will be there in the SWIFT code? 8 digit, Murali is saying. Okay, what about rest? There is 8 to 11 digit. SWIFT code can be 8 to 11 digit code, or we can say 8 or 11 digit code. Sometime it is 8 digit code, sometime it is 11 digits code. 8 or 11 we can say. Okay, if you are dealing with the primary office of a bank, it means if the head office is transferring the financial messages, then you do not have to give to the branch code in the last 3 digits. But the otherwise, if you are dealing with a particular bank branch, you have to give to the branch code, and that's why it become of 11 digit. So the last 3 digits in the SWIFT code will be your branch code, and that will be optional. Do remember that in SWIFT code, last 3 digits represents the branch code, and that branch code is optional. If there is a primary office, then you do not have to give the primary branch code. And if a particular branch of a bank is sharing the financial message, then you have to give the branch code. That's why it is 8 or 11 digit. Or do remember, last 3 digits are optional, which is branch code. Okay, now let's move forward. The legal setup of a mutual fund is in the form of a in GST, and the 14 digits will be by default alphabet Z. Okay, the first 2 digits in GST will be your state code. The next 10 digits will be your PAN number. 12 digits completed. Now with in the 13th digit, it will be entity code. The 14th digit will remain same in every GST number, and it will be by default alphabet Z. And the 15th digit will be your error code, or it is also known as check code. Error code, or you can also say check code. Okay, this is about the GST number. Now let me know the answer of the 7th question. The legal setup of a mutual fund is in the form of a joint stock company, trust, partnership firm, limited liability partnership. Which of the following is true? A, B, C or D? Gitanjali saying B, Deepak saying A, Samriddhi saying B. Okay, Rali saying B. Right answer will be your trust. Very good. So the legal setup of a mutual fund is in the form of a trust. So right answer will be your B. Okay, next. Which of the following is an important reason for regulation of banking system? Why we need a regulation of banking system? First is saying to promote confidence of public in banking system. Second saying to protect interest of the investor. Third is saying to ensure that the financial market are efficient and transparent. And fourth is saying all of the above. Now what will be the right answer here? A, B, C or D? Now those candidates who are live in the session, do like the session once. Quickly like the session. Smriti saying D, Uma saying D, Neeraj saying D, Deepak saying D, Murali saying D, Nisha saying D. Everyone is going with the D option. Gagan is also saying D. Right will be your D, all of the above. All of the above are the reasons or important reasons for the regulation of the banking system. And who does the regulation of the banking system? Reserve Bank of India. Next. An award of banking ombudsman is? An award of banking ombudsman is a judicial decision, an arbitrary order, an order on the bank, and appeal to the bank. Now first of all, when we are talking about banking ombudsman, what is banking ombudsman? It is a kind of a we can say grievances option in which customer can complain about the problems they are facing in the banking sector. Okay, and when we are talking about the banking ombudsman scheme is started under the Banking Regulation Act 1949. section 35A in the year 1995. Okay, and it was reintroduced in the year 2002 and 2006. The banking ombudsman will be appointed by Reserve Bank of India only. The general manager and chief general manager of RBI will be the banking ombudsman of the country. There are total 22 banking ombudsmen in our country, and the headquarters is in New Delhi. Clear? Now, if we are talking about the banking ombudsman, all kinds of complaint can be done under the banking ombudsman, but you have to give the duration of 1 month to your home branch. So whenever you are facing a problem, or whenever you are facing an issue with your banking services, you have to go to your home branch and you have to complain to the home branch that this is the problem I am facing in your bank. And you have to wait for the 1 month, and if the bank is not providing you the solution within a 1 month, then you can go to the banking ombudsman. You can complain banking ombudsman in online format, you can write a letter, you can visit a office and complain about the issue you are facing. Okay, and the services which is provided by banking ombudsman is totally free of cost, and the decision which is given by the banking ombudsman is known as award. Okay, whatever decision is banking ombudsman giving to us, it is known as award. And if you are not satisfied with the decision of banking ombudsman, you can go to the deputy governor of RBI. And if you are not if you are not satisfied with the decision of the deputy governor also, you can go to the DRT, and after that you can go to the DRAT. So this is the hierarchy if you are not accepting or you are not satisfied with the solution given to the banking ombudsman. Okay. Now, next thing is, whenever we are talking about banking ombudsman, you can complain or you can register your complaint under banking ombudsman within 1 year period of the matter happens. So whatever matter, whatever issue you are having, whatever problem you are facing, first you have to go to the home branch and give home branch the duration of 1 month, and after within 1 year you can complain to the banking ombudsman. You can't go after 2 years or 3 years that this is the problem I am facing with the bank. Within 1 year of matter you can complain under the banking ombudsman. So this is the overall detail related to the banking ombudsman. Now let me check what you are answering. Ashok Singh D, Answer Singh D, Samruddhi Singh D, Amrit Singh D, Sriram Singh D, Devashish Singh D, C. Okay, C and D we are getting 2 answers. Only Neeraj and Samruddhi say A, and Amrinder also said the A. So right answer is judicial decision and award of banking ombudsman. Whatever decision is banking ombudsman giving us, that is known as award. Okay, and that award is known as a judicial decision which is given by the banking ombudsman. So right answer will be your A option, that is a judicial decision. Clear? Now, next is, which of the following are the norms of awarding compensation by banking ombudsman? Which of the following are the norms of awarding compensation by banking ombudsman? First is saying banking ombudsman does not have unlimited power to allow compensation. It means the compensation are limited to a certain amount of money. The maximum limit of compensation is rupees 10 lakh. No compensation will be awarded in excess of that which is necessary. Or 10th D option is saying all of the above. Now, what will be the right option for this question? A, B, C or D? D, B, A. We are getting different answers. D, B, A. Okay. Okay. Now, one important thing related to the banking ombudsman, this RBI has introduced integrated ombudsman scheme in 2021. Now, what is integrated ombudsman scheme? It means simple, the banking ombudsman, the ombudsman scheme for NBFCs, the ombudsman scheme for digital transactions have been merged. All the three are merged. Okay. So in 2021, November 2021, as we know, we had ombudsman scheme for NBFC, we have ombudsman scheme for digital payments, we have banking ombudsman scheme. But in 2021, RBI has integrated all the ombudsman scheme, and now we have a integrated ombudsman scheme 2021. Okay, 3 ombudsman scheme was merged. First is your ombudsman scheme for NBFCs, ombudsman scheme for digital transactions, and your banking ombudsman. Banking ombudsman came in the year 1995. Ombudsman scheme for NBFC is introduced in 2018, and ombudsman scheme for digital transaction introduced in 2019. And all the 3 are integrated in the year 2021. So now it is an integrated ombudsman scheme. And the right answer for this particular question is your D option, all of the above. Okay, D is right option, that is all of the above. Now do remember what ombudsman scheme we are using right now. It is an integrated ombudsman scheme which was introduced by Reserve Bank of India after merging or integrating all the 3 schemes related to the NBFCs, digital payments, transaction, and banking ombudsman. Clear? Now let me know out of 10 how much questions you have done correct. What's your score out of 10? Now there are 2 video courses which are available on Adda 24/7 application for your JAIIB June exam. First is your bilingual batch and another is your English medium batch which is running. These are the video courses. And to enroll in this particular batch, you can use a code that is Y496. If you use this code, you will get 78% discount from the Adda 24/7 application. Now next thing is here, CAIIB test pack and JAIIB prime test pack is available, in which you will get 1500 questions and 50 plus total test. And next, if you want to enroll in this particular mock test or test series, you can use a code Y496S. For the test series for ebooks, you have to add the S in the last, and otherwise you can simply use a code Y496. Okay. And if you are preparing for JAIIB, CAIIB, you want to prepare for CAIIB also. Now there is a MAHA Pack which is available for all of you. In MAHA Pack, you will get all the video classes, all the live classes, all the mock tests and ebooks available there. So these are the certain batches of MAHA Packs which is available here, and the prices are quite high here, but you can use a code Y496 and you will get 78% discount on these particular product. Okay, so this is all related to the today's session. You are new to the channel, then do subscribe the Officers Adda 24/7 and press the bell icon so that all the notification will be given to you. And apart from that, there is one information for all of you that we have started AML KYC compliance officer certificate exam sessions from Monday to Saturday. These sessions will happen at 5:30 p.m. only on Officers Adda 24/7. Okay, so if you are willing to build your career in AML or KYC compliant officer, or if you want to have this certificate exam or certification program, then you can join these sessions which will be very helpful for your exam. Okay, and the AML KYC exam is on of the 14th of May and 28th of May. The registration for 14th of May is ended, but the registration for 28th May is still going on. So if you want to give this exam, you can join this particular sessions. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you all for joining the session, and if you like the session, do share the session with your friends also. So thank you all.